Hey, what's up? So two reasons why I'm making this video. One is I've watched a lot of reviews about the S21, S21 series, S21 Plus, S21 Ultra. I don't get why people talk about the good side of the phone and leave the drawbacks and flaws. I mean, that's kind of like one reason why people watch reviews, to see what problems the phone has. People just talking about the color, how the camera bump blends with the metal, the frame of the phone. I mean, I haven't seen anyone talk about the problems. I mean, there are flaws to every device. Every smartphone has flaws. Every smartphone has its drawbacks, okay? And the second reason is I just don't understand why manufacturers or OEMs decide to put the middleman in all their releases. I mean, S21, S21 Plus, and then the S21 Ultra. How good is the S21 Plus? Is it as good as the S21 or as good as the S21 Ultra? By the end of the video, I'll leave that for you to decide how good the S21 Plus is. I'm Waz, and you're welcome to Bytes Unlocked. So there's a lot of improvements today, and that is thanks to the Galaxy S21 Plus, which I'm actually using to shoot the video. And you can notice this is the reason why I'm getting a lot of improvement here. So I tested the Galaxy S21 Plus. So the very first thing we tested was the audio, and it's very loud. Wow, it's kind of like 2 times louder than the Galaxy S7. It's very loud. So the sound, the audio is very good, but one thing I found that it lacks was bass or bass, however it is you want to call it. We call it bass here. So notice that it lacks in bass, but then it has a lot of treble. So the next thing I tested was the security, and I tested the Face ID, the fingerprint, biometrics, and then the PIN unlock. I compared all 3 of them to see which of these is the fastest. Okay, so I noticed the Face ID took a very short time to unlock. I mean, I tried it a couple of times to find the average time it will use to unlock the phone, and it was really fast. I couldn't even get the average because it's like very fast, like snappy fast. So I'll give it the first position. The next or second position went to the fingerprint, and I really like something that Samsung did. I don't know for other phones if they also have this feature, but then I realized that you could actually unlock right from a blank screen. You don't need to like press the power button to unlock the phone. You could just unlock right from it being off, the screen being off. So that's a really good thing. But then it took quite a while compared to the Face ID unlock to unlock the phone. So it's going to second place, and then in last or third place, I don't want to call it last. In third place, we have obviously the PIN, because it's going to take quite a while to press the power button, slide it up before you get your PIN unlock. So that's kind of the one that took the last place. But first place goes to Face ID, which was the fastest, and I really like how fast the Face ID on the S21 Plus is. So last thing and final thing to do was to test the camera. Everybody's just excited about camera tests. So I took a couple of pictures with the S21 Plus compared with the Samsung Galaxy S7, and someone might be like, what kind of comparison is that? S7 is 5 years old, S21 Plus is about 2 months old, or is it even up to 2 months? So someone might wonder, what kind of comparison is that? I mean, if it's up to 5 years, you should see drastic improvements, right? So yes, that's why the comparison. So I compared them together. Now the S21 Plus has a 26mm wide lens, talking about the selfie cam, and the S7 has a 21mm. So S7 is much wider than the S21 Plus, but the S21 Plus is also having a slightly closed in aperture compared to the S7. The S21 Plus has a f2.2 aperture, and then the f1.7 on the S7, the Galaxy S7. So you'd say that on paper, I mean, the S7 should allow in more light and you should see more blur. So it should do quite well at night with low light compared to the S21 Plus, right? But then it's kind of like the other way around. So here are a couple of samples that I took with the selfie camera, and you could just see how good the selfie cam was. And this was at 5 p.m., almost 6 p.m. I mean, the sun was setting. We're almost at 6 p.m. and you know, this is the kind of lighting situation we have, and then this is the kind of pictures these two phones produced. You can see which one performed better and which one you're getting more clarity and, you know, color and saturation and contrastiness. So what this means is, with the S21 Plus, when you're taking a picture of yourself, I mean, it's really good. You can take this picture, you can fit in the frame. But when you're taking a picture, a group selfie, I mean, that's when the S7 comes in, because it can accommodate a lot more information, a lot more people in it, because it's wider than the S21 Plus. But generally speaking, the camera of the S21 Plus is, I mean, it's nothing compared to that of the S7. What am I saying? Yeah, I mean, it's nothing compared to it, because it's really good. It's way better than the S7 is what I'm saying. I just twisted the whole thing. So let's move to the rear cameras and talk about the zoom lens. A lot of people think this smartphone has a telephoto lens, but it doesn't. Just the S21 Ultra has the telephoto lens, but this one and this one has the zoom lens. This one and the S21 both have a zoom lens. And look, anything above 10 times zoom, I mean, you can go from 3 times zoom to 30 times zoom. Samsung calls something space zoom, which sucks completely, because anything above 10 times zoom, so anything between 10 times to 30 times zoom, is just like nonsense. I mean, you just get a lot of grain, a lot of noise, a lot of, it's just completely bad. So don't go above 10 times zoom. I mean, 10 times is like the limit for it to get to hybrid, and then we have 3 times optical zoom. From 3 times to 10 times is where you have the hybrid zoom, and then from 10 times to 30 times is digital zoom. Nothing, no, there's no form of, you know, super software working on it at that point. So if you really need good zoom or telephoto, you go to the S21 Ultra. It's where you get the best of the best. So comparing the main lenses on the S21 Plus and the Galaxy S7, they're kind of similar, as the S7 even has just one lens. So they both have a 26mm wide focal length and also a 12 megapixel main lens, with the S7 coming with the f1.7 aperture, and then the f1.8 on the Galaxy S21 Plus. So quite similar right there, but I can expect that. I was like, okay, maybe that's just on paper. So I practically put it to the test, and I noticed the very little difference between the two of them, especially in these two shots that you're seeing of the S21 Plus and the S7 in low light. The bokeh and the focus and everything like that, they're quite similar than they are different, although there's a 5-year gap between these two phones. So quite unfortunate for that kind of advancement. And then we have director's view. One of the most interesting features about the camera, being able to use all of the cameras, yeah, all of them, to take a video simultaneously. So the selfie cam, the wide, the ultra wide, and the telephoto, the zoom lens. I stop calling it telephoto because it's not actually telephoto. So the zoom, the wide, which is the main, and then the ultra wide plus selfie cam all at once. That is the director's view, director's mode, and it's really impressive. Like what they did, you can actually just switch between cameras or switch between lenses at the same time while shooting a video. Yeah, so that is, you'd want to think twice about getting the phone if you need more space on the phone, if you're not really okay with 128 or 256 gigs of storage, as there is no option for an expandable storage. Samsung actually took that out with this year's release. The S21 versions, all 3 of them, do not have options for that. So if you need more space, this shouldn't be the one you should get. If you want more than 256, you should actually just go for the Ultra. And also, if you want the best of the best, this is not the best of the best. This is more similar to the S21 than different. So if you really need the best and you want to save a little more money, some money, you don't want to spend a gazillion dollars or cities on, you know, like on the Ultra or something, you could just go for the S21 Plus. But then if you're really to shed more, willing to shed a little more cash, you could just, you know, push your side to the S21 Ultra. Other than that, I mean, I just see no reason why you should get the S21 Plus. It doesn't really, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't really it doesn't really, I mean, I don't know what to say, it just doesn't really. So that'll be it for me today, guys. I think I've done justice to the S21 Plus, and this is just my opinion on it. And yeah, I just think that's just it. I mean, I wouldn't buy the S21 Plus. I would rather buy the S21 because this is much similar to that and it's much cheaper. So yeah, I didn't buy the S21 or the S21 Ultra, but not the Plus. There's no way. Not the Plus. Not the Plus at all. Nah, no way. So yeah, that'll be it for me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, stay safe, and I hope this opinion helps you in the perfect decision. See you on the next one. Keep wearing a mask.